So we're back here with our figurative language series. And today I'm gonna explain about hyperboles and oxymorons. So what is a hyperbole? Basically, a hyperbole is where you just exaggerate things a lot. Like maybe for example you have a friend that is a few months older than you and you wanna dramatically exaggerate the fact that they're older than you. So since you are dramatically exaggerating something, that's basically called using a hyperbole. Because again, hyperbole is when you exaggerate something really terribly or just really dramatically. Like again, for example, you call your friend really old all because they're a few months older than you. Or maybe another example of hyperbole would be, my friend is a literal master at chess. But you're actually using a hyperbole there because you're actually just exaggerating the fact that they're a master at chess. Well, yes, they are good at chess, you're just kind of exaggerating it to make them seem really good. And that is hyperbole, where you exaggerate things really dramatically. And then the last example for hyperboles would be, my friend is drop dead gorgeous. But no, again, it's an exaggeration. You're using a hyperbole because you're just exaggerating the fact that your friend is drop dead gorgeous. I mean, nobody would drop dead if they look at their friend. I mean, they are pretty good looking. They're pretty, but they wouldn't really drop dead. So again, that is a hyperbole. A hyperbole is where you dramatically exaggerate something. And then next up, we would have an oxymoron. Oxymoron is when you have a term that contains two very opposite or contradicting words. Like, for example, you have, that woman is pretty ugly. Pretty is, well, beautiful, good looking, and stuff like that. And ugly is the opposite of beautiful, but it's in the same term, which is, that woman is pretty ugly. Because they're opposites. Oxymorons are basically just opposites in the same term. Remember that. And then the next example for an oxymoron, we have jumbo shrimp. Honestly, not all terms have to be long, but the thing is, oxymoron has at least have two contradicting words. At least two, alright? And if you ask me where I got that a funny term from, it's from a pretty long time ago when I was kind of preparing for an exam, and then this kid said jumbo shrimp. I just kind of laughed at it and went oh hey, that's funny. I'm gonna remember that. And then probably the last example for an oxymoron would be bittersweet. Now, yeah, I told you again that terms don't have to be long. They would at least need two words that contradict each other, or at least polar opposites. Because again, an oxymoron is basically just at least a term with at least two words that contradict each other. And maybe another example of a short oxymoron, we could have old news. Because, well, old is, well, old, it's in the past, stuff like that already happened. And then there's news. News are supposed to be, well, again, like the name, new. Well, stuff about things that has recently happened or had newly happened. So old news is an oxymoron. And then probably the last example, not probably, actually the last example of an oxymoron would be negative income. Now, negative income is again another oxymoron because there's at least two contradicting words in one term. Negative income, well, because negative, well, income is supposed to be good. It's supposed to add more to your profit. Negative is, well, negative, just, it's either bad or subtracts, or the opposite of positive. And then here we have income, something that adds more prosperity, wealth, or maybe money. I forgot the actual word. But well, that's it for our second video of figurative language, part oxymoron and hyperbole. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you understand it. If you have any questions, please just ask in the comment section. Goodbye.